internets, and welcome to this video where today I will be attempting to build a modern key car. It's not this is far too big. This one, however, yeah, it's a key car, and I'm not building a sports car this time. I have built a sporty key car before, but no, we're building a normal key car. I might have done it on the old version of this game, pre-Unreal version, but for the Unreal Engine version, I definitely haven't built one of these because there's never been a body up until now. I was actually just recently saying that I would like to see a keycar body. I think I said it on one of my videos that I'd like to see a keycar body. And hey, my wish came true almost immediately, so it's not often in life you get these things to be as good as they are. I'm thinking I'll go, do we want it to be all-wheel drive? I think even in the case of an all-wheel drive one, it'll probably be a transverse engine, but we'll want to go front-wheel drive because one would think that's better unless you live in a particular mountainous region. It's hard to say because Japan does have a few mountainous regions where, you know, it might be useful to have the all-wheel drive system. Anyway, we're going with McPherson's strut on the front because it's cheap and it does the job for a cheap car. And we'll go, I would say torsion beam on the rear. That prohibits all-wheel drive, we have to remember. So, yes, it's possible, but I'll have to consider it. I'll have to consider changing it out. It is good for the money, though. It is a good technology, considering it takes next to no time to engineer. And there's more compact systems and whatnot, but they are often more expensive. We have to go with this body, because, well, it's the only one there is. But we can hopefully do some morphing. No. Oh, no, we can. It was just turned off for some ridiculous reason. I wonder, can we move this? We can move it out. Not sure why we would want to do that. Would it even be in key regulations if we move that bumper out? I don't know. Shh. The law enforcement officer didn't see that when we put it through for testing. We never saw it coming. Put it like that. Oh, dear me. Yeah, we can bring that in. I think we can bring the rear bumper out a bit as well because of how it's curved. So that shouldn't cause any major problems. I'm thinking I could have some sliding rear doors on this. That would be quite an amusing little nicety for this car to have. I think we want an advanced automatic. 6 speeds. How many gears do we need really for going around a city? It is a city car most fundamentally at its heart. Open differential, radials, and hard long life tyres of 155, front and rear, yeah. They are about correct for a key car. Could go with wider. I could even go with narrower tyres, but I don't think I want to do that for the sake of safety, let's be honest. Solid discs and 2 piston on the front. I think we'll have drums on the rear. I might go with 1 piston solid discs on the front if it doesn't need that much. Under tray. Actually, what? I'm just thinking now. I only went with treated steel on panel material. I should really be going with aluminium. It is 2018 after all. Old technology is just not good for it, especially not the economy. We'll be going with I think a semi-clad under tray. Try and keep a good balance between cost and aerodynamics. I could go with 4 seats. I'm not going with any less than 4 seats. Basic interior and basic infotainment. Try some power steering. And do we need traction aids? I'd say ESC, yes. Launch control, definitely not. We're not going to need launch control on something with 63 horsepower, even if it is only 2-wheel drive. Power steering. Do we want power steering? It'll add a lot of weight. I'll have to see how heavy this thing is to begin with. Well, I say a lot of weight. It'll add a bit of weight at least. Basic safety. It is still a city car. It's not a luxury limousine, so I don't need to put too much attention into that. I'll go with some fairly decent suspension, but nothing ultra high end. Set it up for comfort. I don't know why it's not coming up as any kind of city car, really. Increasing the safety to standard 10s. I can actually get it into a decent commuter car, and I keep confusing that with communist car now whenever I read it. I've also named it Turkey on the 1 edition just before we recorded, or we started, should I say, recording. And that is a name because that's what came to my head at that moment. So they don't want it to be too safe, but they definitely want it to be safe. It's odd how safety makes that much of a difference. I don't think I've seen that before, where safety makes that much of a difference to a car's actual sales statistics. I think we could go with some better steering. I'm going to have to say, to kind of balance out the money, I think I'll go with standard electric steering. Yep, they prefer 4 seats to 5. It's a basic car, what can you say? We can go with a better interior for a better comfort level. Premium interior even. They're not too fussed about the level of equipment, though. They just want the interior to be better put together, I guess. Who can blame them for that, eh? I mean, it's so far coming together as what I would expect a key car to. It's a little on the heavy side, but nothing I wouldn't expect from a modern key car with 4 seats, you know? Modern vehicles are heavier than older vehicles. So the higher curb rate is to be expected. They like the fully clad under tray, and the miles per gallon is very, very good. Although I did a car from 1995, which still betters it, so go figure. I think we can do better if we really want to. How about the wheels? I didn't pay too much attention. I'm going to put alloys then, because the difference is so small at 16 inches. I feel I might as well. Although, why would they want them to be that big? That's my question. Why would they want alloys to be that big? How about a differential? They feel a geared differential could help them. Okay. But they're not too bothered about anything else, yeah. I don't think I need it, though, for the money, honestly. There's a dual clutch, but I don't think we need that. It is a commuter, remember, and it's still too expensive. Actually, it fits far better into commuter than commuter budget in certain ways. Like, the budget is set higher there, so all I really have to do is I have to make it more premium. I have to make it feel more expensive, and they might just about buy it. Do you want that? No. I'm guessing commuter, though, won't stand for steels, no. They have to have alloys. And brakes have to be bigger. No. Okay, 1 piston. It's probably not going to give me the highest market value in the world. In fact, it definitely isn't. But I might save a bit of money over having ever so slightly smaller dual piston brakes. What's the ideal commuter wide? Yeah, comfort. Normal and sport. Yeah, they like normal. Kind of to be expected, if I'm honest. We've got massive wheels, though. I don't know why they would need to be this big. How about the comfort level? Yeah, it's just not great, but then at the same time, they've gone with massive wheels, at least for the size of car. Why on earth do you need 16s? Let's be honest. I just don't see it. I don't see why you would need 16-inch wheels on such a tiny car. We could go with little flowery ones. I say little flowery ones. I just said they're massive for a size. We don't have Core 2 Duo Blue on this PC. Oh, yes. Blueberry. That'll have to do for now. Much more cartoony colour. If that's even a thing. So, how about the muffler? Not muffler, catalytic converter. Yeah, they want a three-way. And how about the muffler? Which I just said, but I didn't do. 113.5, 114. Yeah, they like having a lot of muffling on it. It's probably not a commuter, though. It's a city car like that. But commuters love it anyway, so who am I to fault if they're buying this car? City Eco, I'll put that at the top as well, actually. City Eco is a car that is doing where it should be. How about City Eco? So, I can speak sometimes. Anyway, yeah, they like having a lot of muffling on it. Can't be good for power. But do I really care by this point? I know I'm going to make the power I need. It's not exactly difficult. That helps the markets when I put the exhaust down a bit. Probably just saving money, really, that they like. And they don't like it without bypass valves. Okay, how about performance intake? No, don't want that as well. As they only want single on here. 122. Going based on what the market likes. It's hard to say, but I know for a fact they like single here. Not necessarily what I would agree with, but again, that's what they want, so that's what I'll deliver. Now these intercoolers, they're designed for cars which have perhaps got crazy amounts of power. If I'm not making crazy amounts of power, and I'm not, then I might as well make it smaller. It'll save a bit of weight. I say crazy amounts of power. Well, look, 200 plus horsepower, it's not in the same league as what this car's going to make. So we're going to make this smaller, even if that's the only benefit it has, although it did seem to have just a slight power spike. And even if that's the only advantage it has, it's going to be nice in that it's going to save us a bit of weight. I mean, it's hard to see the markets taking badly to that. Although there's always a chance it could. They're quite unpredictable in this game. Yeah, so almost 100 horsepower on the radiator. It sounds low because it is, but if that's all we need... I think I might have made a tiny amount of power from it, to be honest. So, what do we have? I could go with an inline 4. I could. Would they like that, I wonder? So, 122.9. Yeah, I think they do. I think they do quite like having that. I won't go with any more than 4 cylinders because it seems a little it seems a little too exotic for a ultra basic economy car to have more than 4 cylinders. When this is working fine. Yeah. We'll need to adjust the compression to deal with the extra cylinders, one would think. Should give me slightly more economy. Ooh, I wonder if that gives me more power. Well, yeah, it does seem to be helping just a bit. Having 110 now on the settings. Ooh, actually, I've completely forgotten the ignition timing. We've got 63 horsepower. And some torque. As well as some high-end speed. If I don't like it when I'm doing this, probably because it adds cost, but hey. You need the extra tiny bits of power. Well, they need that much power. Probably won't notice anything beyond that. So how high does it need to rev? We don't need to rev it down, that's for sure. It's easily got, what, 11,000 plus RPM. 11,600 and the pistons, which are technically the weak point of the engine. So, yeah. It's a pretty resilient thing. That's for sure. But yeah, we're easily, 3,000 RPM clear now of what we actually need. So, I think... Well, commuter budget, that is. Then there's commuter and, what was it, city budget or city eco. Two that we are doing quite well at. And I think, do we need aluminium? No. Do we need an aluminium head? No. They don't like the high-tech stuff by the looks of it. Not that I can particularly blame them. If it is a cheap car, then they want it to be cheap, and the engine's something they don't particularly see, so they just want it to sit there and get a good job of it done. And they don't really care what it's made of. I'd save a bit of weight if it was made of aluminium, but then, you know, small things really. 62.6 horsepower, so it's not really a 63 horsepower engine, but it's close enough that I'm not going to bother with it. We need to go back here. They like aluminium, which I don't blame them for in this case, because, yeah. Well, commuter doesn't like aluminium, but city eco does like aluminium. It improves economy and it makes a car faster. I daren't add weight. I daren't add weight knowing what's happening with this car. So we've got galvanized steel for the chassis. 122.8, 115.7. Yeah. That improves it. Ooh. That doesn't do much to improve city eco at all. In fact, it just increases the cost. However, it doesn't hurt the market statistic, as I would have thought. It's fascinating. How about light AHS steel? No. I think it has to be galvanized then, because my primary market is city eco, and they don't really see any advantage for all it's worth cost-wise. Plus, it's never going to be going fast enough to particularly utilize a more intensive chassis. So that's why I would make that decision. We'll go with perhaps double wishbone. No, they don't add much in the way of performance. That's interesting. Again, one of the first times, even on a budget car, I've seen double wishbone hurt performance. Semi-trailing arm, though, that does improve it. So we could go with all-wheel drive. Not that that's what I would be particularly aiming to do with it, but it would enable that as a possibility. 85.1, yeah. So for a small outlay, I can improve it. How about multi-link? No? Pushrod? We like pushrod, but we all know how expensive that is, and this ain't a supercar. Okay, so this train wreck of a video is going to ever get published. I do need to add the all-wheel drive system, and wherever that might be. There we go. Wait, so commuter and city eco hate front-wheel drive. Okay, good to have the option though. So the way I had that suspension was fine. I think this is more or less ready, apart from the design. Right, so do you want to soften this pad type furthermore? Nope, you don't. And there we go. Smaller rear brakes, but still, they do the job. So who can complain? They are bigger than they used to be, but still small. I'm going with a dual clutch. Weird as it is, it's the only way I'm going to get the decent acceleration and the miles per gallon of a manual in this car. Because remember, the acceleration is dictated to an extent by the power. We're always restricted to 63. We can't go higher than that. However, what we can do, try and cheat the system about as much as we can. We could get a differential, sure. I don't think a geared differential is particularly worth it. Unless it increases the economy in magical ways that I would never understand. 127.8. It does actually improve acceleration though. So 84.4 at 85. I think I'll go with the geared differential. To be honest, given that it improves acceleration a decent old amount, I won't be going with the electric though. There is no need to spend that much money on this car. As much as I want it to accelerate well, there's just no need, really. It's not that crazy good that we should go spending loads of money on differentials. 68 miles per gallon from this vehicle. It's madness, it really is. And it can also be used as an automatic, so the markets aren't too bothered by it. We'll go see what else there is. Comfort, 127.4. The comfort is average, apparently. Very average car for comfort. Not very practical. Not very good utility. But it's got average what's it? I've just forgotten what I was saying. Let's put right. It works if the engine's in the middle. That is not the case. Ooh. Yes. I've had a brilliant idea. Mustang it. This is just stupid, but I love it all at the same time. Oh, dear. I'll put it down there. It's a bit of a strange place to put a number plate, and it's kind of packed in there. But there's enough space, and that's the important thing. So, is that enough? I think it is. Right, so how is it doing in the market? It's very good in City Eco. It's kind of expensive, but yeah, it delivers on the markets on what you want it to deliver. They actually don't like launch control. Just another button that we're never going to use, Gerald. Oh. Oh dear. That's not duplicated itself. So, if I can find it. There we go. How you duplicate, mirror, and mirror. And that will be giving me an exact duplicate on the other side. So, I'm going to leave that here for today. I'm not sure that's duplicated perfectly, but it's close enough for me. So I'll say goodbye until another day. Okay, so here I have the turkey, and I was going to take it around at Hirochi Mountain. However, I've decided to use West Coast USA. Two reasons actually being that, firstly, I now have a PC which can handle it, or a PC CPU at least that can handle it, because I've had a good graphics card for a while, but just not the CPU to go with it. And secondly, because I just can't work out scenarios for my own course. And wait a minute, is this an abnormality I am seeing? Oh, no it isn't. I thought it had rendered the boot handle correctly for once. That would be amazing. Also, I'm going to go and look at this. Recommended by 4 out of 5 dentists. So what? You asked 5 dentists and one of them is unsure. The other 4 you probably paid to have their own bias towards it. Yeah, sure. That's how these things work. Anyway, I'm going to hopefully get started. I mean, my volume's so low, I can't even hear a thing. That's better. It's not a very noisy car. Oh, wait. So, I've got it working now. Mainly because my wheel was disconnected. Well, you know, it's okay if your wheel's disconnected in a video game. In real life, not so much. So, yeah. If you're going to drive your car, make sure the wheel is connected. Whoa, dear. And I messed up already. We've got a dual clutch in this, I need to remember. It's just, it's been a while since I actually built it, so I need to remember how these things are going. It's got a lot of turbo noise, a lot of turbo whistle, I'll give it that. And it's basically all turbo whistle. All filtrated turbo whistle for your engine amusement. Although, having said that, it doesn't move half bad, given this is only 63 horsepower, and there's a fair few hills around this area. It's not tackling them too badly. I was expecting worse from it. Maybe it just feels quicker than it is. Apparently it scores very highly on comfort as a commuter car, which I found interesting. Whee! Bump. Yes, can we do a jump here? And I think we'd better shift up. Oh dear, slow it down. I'm going to have to. And round, here we go. No damage done, actually. At least that I could note. That was a surprisingly smooth run. So, again, oh, no. Somehow I've avoided hitting anything there. By some miracle. I don't know, I mean, I was stupid, I'll admit that much, but the fact that I didn't get punished for it, the fact I didn't hit anything, I guess it really serves me to know how light this car is. Come on, I'm only using up to 3rd gear, I tend to be noticing that. Ooh, through here we can go. Yeah, it is an exceptional handling vehicle, mind to say that. It's exceptionally good at low speeds. Perhaps if I was pushing it a lot faster, I would really begin to notice. However, at these speeds, there's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, I think we're going to have to take a very tight right-hander here. So, like so. Accelerate up here. I'm going to need a shift down to get that torque. Come on, through here we go. There's definitely places time can be saved, provided my car isn't twisted up and bent up horrendously. Which, I mean, with the amount of bumps and whatnot on this track, at the wrong areas, it could be. Oh, come on. That corner felt good. I mean, I kind of skipped it, but yeah. I do believe I have a geared limited slip differential, which could explain why this gets around corners so nicely as it does. Shift back down into 2nd. As there's an uphill here, actually. I kind of felt that there was going to be an uphill here. I didn't know it, I just, I got that feeling from the way the track was kind of curving. Oh, 4th gear. Oh, it's It's not feeling very secure, let's say. Oh dear. No, I've lost it. I got a good first lap. Wait a minute. If I'm seeing this correctly, is this all minor cosmetic damage? It looks like it. I mean, the rear right wheels are completely messed up, and that tail lamp is all kinds of, let's say, funny. But it looks like it is, for the most part, cosmetic damage, which is very surprising. Very, very surprising. Ooh. Again, I got out of there. Perhaps less surprising that way, though, because I knew what I was doing to get out of there. The first time, it was just sheer luck and holding on tight, basically. I hope and pray that I get a good third lap. And maybe the gods of BeamNG will be nice to me, but there's no way to be properly sure. And I guess if this car does... Like, if I take a few more cars around here and this does well, I could build a sports version of this and just see how well it does as, like, a lower, sportier version, because it does not feel bad at the moment. And this is the chrome kind of premium, should I say, version. This is not the sport version. It's on kind of average suspension, so... maybe not the most cushy suspension of all, but it's not a light and sporty vehicle. I would put fiberglass body panels on that version and stuff, since, you know, it's going to be a very special car in my eyes. Whoa! That was closer than I would like it to have been. And I might have damaged something. Yeah, I can feel some sudden veering to the right, although, having said that, it is still pushing on. It is not giving up. And where are we? Oh, that's me. That's my mistake. I mean, I just didn't know where to go. It was understeering. I didn't want to try pushing it too hard around the corner. I wasn't sure how it was going to react if I tried to do that. Yeah, I think the steering has just totaled it. The second lap was okay, but the crash put it out. The first lap kind of is its saving grace. I mean, if it had a running start, that first lap would have been pretty excellent. I've been trying to push this car and push it, and it's not really gone in its favour. I think it's safe to say. Still, I mean, I don't believe the first lap is terrible. I believe the first lap can hold its own against at least a few of the opponents. And come on, you stuck already? I'm just going to stick it in auto because managing a manual transmission at this point isn't going to do me much good. And I'm not going to get a quicker time if I'm in manual because, as I was saying, the first lap is pretty respectable as it is. It's just, I feel, in the hands of a great driver, which I am not, this could do well. I mean, this wheel is now about 90 degrees turned right, just to go straight, to get an idea of the damage here. So it does turn, it does drive just fine. As I say, that a crash. But it's not in its prime, that's for sure. Oh, come on. Am I doing... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a bit strange, it must be said. I've turned it into a spacecraft. Oh, no. I mean, have I seen something so absurd in my life? I don't know. Oh, come on, I was trying to avoid hitting a tree. I just made it hit it worse, and now the headphone cable's everywhere. That's not good. I should just get a wireless set of headphones, but I'm cheap, okay? And I think this is on multi-link suspension now. I don't know, either way, the suspension's holding on that wheel. It just won't let it go. Come on, let go. I know you. It wants to. It looks like something out of Burnout Paradise. It really does. It's like one of those cars, like, they've got deformation, but they don't want the car to kind of completely reveal that it's just an empty shell with nothing underneath. So they've just made loads of crumpling to kind of hide the fact. Yeah. And delicately on power we go. Oh! This is like the most nightmarish drift car ever now. It feels like it's got skid trays on the back, really. I think it might have double wishbone on the front as well. Like, why am I focusing on this? Oh dear. Right, I've had an idea. Maybe I should just reverse to the start line. At this point, it's probably a lot easier. Come on. Yes, we're reversing to the start line because it's quicker and easier than going the correct way. Although I am restricted to 21 miles per hour, mind, so maybe my quicker argument isn't going to hold up for too long. Come on. On we go. If that wheel fell off, it would probably be causing less damage, to be honest, to my actual dignity. Oh dear. I mean, I could change back to bonnet view, but what would be the fun in that? Seriously, all I did there was go off a curb. Something before the impacts it's had, it could have done just fine, but not this time. Oh, yeah, that back, what's it, left wheel? I can remember my sides, and the rear left wheel is a bit disastrous. So, there we go, and... Ow. Yeah. Back. Ah! So, across the line shortly, hopefully. Wow, this is less than half the pace of other laps. That's how slow it is. It even did a kind of celebratory tip. But that is our time. A 2:20.091. In itself sounds pretty good. I don't know how it compares to other vehicles. It's probably not half bad though. I mean, when I was setting it, it definitely didn't feel bad. So just take a look at this wreck of a vehicle, both emotionally and physically. Yeah. How is the engine able to run? There's a 660cc inline 4 there. So I think if we can zoom in. Yeah, I don't even know how that is driving the wheels at this stage. The turbo is hitting the grill and whatnot. Where's the radiator hidden? This is a very weird predicament. Now, we have our number plates. It's probably not road legal anymore since you can't tell what they say. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for today. Not too much more to say. I have lost both my mirrors in the process somewhere. And my front badge has gone. Walkies. So until next time, I'll say that 4 out of 5 dentists recommend Bright Smile. Okay, goodbye.